Hey, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's a lot better than last time then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm getting off YouTube on my phone. All right. Sweet, man. Yeah, my buddy is coming in just a minute. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
All right. Saita not looking too good. Nope.
Ouch. How much? It's small for me. How much is it down?
Um, I mean, it's a ways to be honest with you. It had a little pump, and then obviously it just starts going trickling. There was a huge 60 ETH sale, like recent.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a big. I mean, there's 8, there's a 10, 20, there's a 60. I mean, it's not looking too good, man. When did you get into Saitama?
I had some before you and I started speaking, and then I got some more when we did.
So probably pretty recently, within like a month or a month and a half, right?
The
Ish.
first batch was fall probably.
Nice. So Mike, this is my buddy Israel right there. Israel, that's Mike.
Hey Mike, how are you, man?
Hey, good. How are you?
I am officially a COVID person. I finally got COVID after 2 years. I'm done with it though.
That's good. Yeah, you look a lot better, dude. You're sounding like garbage the last couple of days, man.
I blame it on a particular institution that Keith knows about, so I won't put that institution on blast on YouTube. But he knows the institution that gave it to me.
I think we would get shut down pretty fast if we talked about that, right?
Yeah. So I'll stop.
So, real quick, Israel, this is first questions for you, and then Mike, you can piggyback on it. And obviously, we all three of us hold Saitama, right? And this is not a podcast or a live stream to bash Saitama whatsoever, right? We're going to talk about some other stuff too, but what are your thoughts really on SaitaRealty and SaitaMask again being pushed back? Are you surprised?
Well, I'm it's going to be a weird answer because I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed, and I'm going to tell you why. I got into Saitama in I think October, right? Maybe September, and really, I mean, I was one of the earlier investors, but I was earlier, somewhat in the middle, and um, I had invested in quite a few different projects beforehand, and really believed in Saitama and everything that it had to offer. And leading up to the Vegas event, you know, I kicked myself in the behind because I always tell myself, man, I should have sold right before the Vegas event, but I didn't. And I held on, and I sold some along the way, but not at the profit that I could have, sold it at. And I was one of those that kept on believing until the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh strike, and
Right.
now we're like on the eighth, ninth strike, and there's still some folks that are really, really bullish about it, and I want to be bullish about it, but you know, they mentioned SaitaRealty, right, and I just have to question, um, you know, and I could be totally wrong, so for you guys that are out there commenting, I could be totally wrong, but I just question how coincidentally it came out right after or right around the time Lily was um, kind of, breaking off, and there was a lot of um, hurdles around that Lily launch. And then here comes, SaitaRealty. I don't think it was even announced. And if I'm wrong, correct me, Keith. I don't think it was announced before the Vegas event. I think it was during all this shabacle. So,
Are you talking
man,
about the SaitaRealty as far as that goes?
yeah,
Yeah. So from my understanding, and again, the chats will blow up if I'm wrong. I have never heard of SaitaRealty before the whole Lily debacle. So
right.
if you actually And SaitaRealty, they're saying is a really big deal, right? Like it's going to be a huge thing. But if you look on their website, I can't find SaitaRealty anywhere on their website. And I did a video about this the other day, but it's like there's nowhere. I mean, you got Saita Mask right here, and this is their whole Saitama platform: Saita Maker, Saita Edutainment, Saita Make Market, right?
Yeah.
Nowhere on their site. And I know someone sent me the white paper the other day with SaitaRealty, but there's no mention whatsoever about SaitaRealty on their website, or it's like only if you're a part of their social network as far as Twitter,
Yeah.
Telegram, I think you know about it. But
Right.
yeah, man, and unless I'm wrong, which I could be wrong, you know what I mean? But
And here's the deal. I 150% do not, I don't think that Saitama or Russ in any fashion is a scam. I personally think that at this point they're way over their head with where Saitama could potentially go, and they're grasping at straws as they're trying to finalize, you know, certain things to make this project work. Obviously, you know, I've been a part of things that didn't turn out well, and those types of projects, they scammed you earlier on. Right now, I just think that Russ and his team, they're trying to save what could potentially have been a great and still could potentially be a great project. But right now, I mean, when you look at the different other, you know, projects that are out there, and how things are moving with hurdles, yeah, but not to the extent of what's going on with Saitama. And you know, we just have to be big boy, big girl adults to realize, look, there's some issues, there's some concerns, and you know, we have to either, you know, continue to diversify, you know, hold a little bit in there. But for me, I took out a good portion of my Saitama and put it in other projects, and I have, you know, some left in there until things, you know, move along. But right now, man, it's just a lot, man. It's a
it's
lot.
rough. It's
Yeah.
rough.
So I mean, for you guys out there that are bullish, keep those horns going, bulls. I mean, they got half of my horn cut down, so we'll see what happens.
What do you think, Mike? I know you're. I know it's been like a couple months, right? So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are as far as like a newer kind of investor in Saitama.
But just coming from healthcare, anytime there's like a new system or new program or whatever, they never start on time. And when they always launch, they always end up taking it taking it back down, putting the old system back on, putting it back on again. And you know, these are companies that have billions in revenue. Stuff doesn't always work right away.
Right.
So for me, I've seen this, I've lived through it so many times
Right,
that I kind of have the same faith, right? If they're really working on it and they're not ready, or
right.
something's, or they didn't do enough testing, or test everything out that they need to test out.
Yeah, so I 100% agree with that, right? Like every time someone's going to launch something, there's always something that pops up, like the Lilly launch, right? It was a debacle. But I remember back in October, Israel, I think it was October, I think September, October, when we got into Saitama. We were so excited for that Vegas launch, right? And I guess it was a lot. It wasn't maybe a launch party. It was more of just like a kind of hangout and celebrate Saitama. But there was a lot of people that thought it was going to be launched that night, right? And that's why that price action skyrocketed. And they were just waiting on the CERTIC audit, right? Remember that? The CERTIC audit was the only thing that was holding it back from actually launching. Well, the CERTIC audit was having some issues, right? They ran into some big stuff with COVID and their employees. So a lot of things took a long time, which not a lot of people know. So I get that, right? The CERTIC audit took a long time. In January, when it's been since the mid-January when they said they were going to launch, and now we're in what, March? So it's like, just for me, it's stop setting dates out and stop saying it's going to be ready. This is launching this. Just Just say, hey, we'll get to you when it's done, right? Don't set expectations you can't fulfill. Because what happens is you get guys like that main whale from Saitama that now is in terrarium, and he took what, millions from his bag of Saitama, and he is now on the board of directors or on the board with terrarium, starting his own thing. You get those kind of scenarios, and it's not good for the project at all, right?
Right. I mean, what is it down to now? What, 100 zeros and a one?
Yeah, yeah. So it's actually the same price. Me and you got into it back in October.
Wow. So I should put another 5-10 grand in it right now and start all over.
I mean, that's kind of what, which is sad, right? But and I did a video on this the other day, and I bet you probably no one watches my videos, but it's the little things. It's the very little things that companies can do to make themselves more attractive, right? So I look at the website. Okay. So you take a look at the website, looks semi clean. You got their tokens there. But if I want to buy Saitama, I hit the buy button or this little tab, and it tells me how to buy. These are the exchanges. So if you're a brand new investor and you don't know about MetaMask, you don't know about anything, and you want to buy Saitama, would you go to this website and say, okay, so these are my 4 options to buy Saitama? You kind of do that, right? You'd be like, okay, It looks like I'm going to buy Saitama. These are my options. Okay, let's go. But if you look on CoinMarketCap, they have like 12 listings on there. It's crazy. So here, let's pull up CoinMarketCap real quick. It's just the little things, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Saitama. And one of their highest volume exchanges isn't even on their website. Okay. So look, you got Gate.io, LBank, MEXC, LA Token, Hotbit. I mean, look at all of these. There's 13. I know Shiba Swap's on there twice, but you have 13. So say 12 exchanges or swaps, right? But if you look at their website, it's these 4. And honestly, if you look, this is their Gate.io is their volume is over 2 million. It's their second highest volume. And they don't even have Gate.io on there. But if you look at, honestly, if you look at other websites or other, and listen, this isn't a Shinobi, all hands on deck for Shinobi, right? Everyone knows I'm a Shinobi freak. I love Shinobi. But look, so here's the exchanges. If I want to buy it on LBank, I click LBank, right? And it pulls up LBank. Like, they're clickable links. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to buy it somewhere, I just click on it, and then that comes up. That's how easy it is. It's simple. And like Terrarium. I mean, Terrarium, same thing. They're not on any big exchanges yet. But if you want to look at CoinGecko, you just click it, and there's all, like, it's easy. It makes it so much easier.
Terrarium. I wish I would have got into that, when it launched. Man, I want to kick my dog in its groin for missing that.
Right. Yeah, that was a big one. That and MediToken, right? MediToken.
Yeah, good grief. Yeah. But
Did you get into MediToken, Mike? Is Mike frozen? Did you get into MediToken, Mike? You did, right?
Oh man, he's frozen. But
I think he's frozen. So so for me, dude, it's the little things, right? That they can do so much better and not scare investors away. Like, there's nothing about Saita or SaitaRealty or anything, right? And one of their dev teams actually sent me the white paper for it. But if you're not it's not anywhere here. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mike, Keith was asking, did you get into MetaToken or MetaToken?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, both of you guys did. That sucks. I feel like a freaking idiot.
I told you, right?
Yeah. So you mean to tell me? So if I had to put $5,000 into MetaToken when I thought I was going to put into it, how much would I have gotten back? I think that would have been a nice little return, like almost 50 grand.
Yeah, because I got into MetaToken when it was 3.3, and then it killed a 0 and got all the way up to a 2. So you're looking at probably 42 grand off 5,000 or something like that.
42 grand in that. Yeah, because that's what I wanted to put into it, but I didn't. I said, nah, I'm not going to do it.
Well, sometimes that happens, right? Like, I mean,
What did you
tonight.
do,
So
man?
tonight, I'll let you know. Tonight is for me. I'm looking into Grove Token.
Oh, I'm
So I
getting into
don't
that.
know. Yep, I don't know if you're familiar with Grove Token, but and let's just take a look real quick. I know it launches at 4 p.m.
Yep.
And look, I'm just looking at my picture, my face right now on this, and these headphones actually help me tremendously. But this
Dr.
is kind of
Chavez
what I
said,
look like. Did
he
you guys
said,
ever see
hey,
that? This
hey,
is what I
Dr.
look like with those headphones on, for
Hey,
sure.
hey, Dr. Chavez said, my poor dog, his groin must be shattered. That's funny. Yeah. He's whimpering. That's
Right.
funny.
But this is another one of those. It's on the BSC network too, which I love. I mean, Ethereum kills you. And it seems like lately, so many issues with Ethereum as far as trying to buy and just the
Yeah.
network being clogged, right? Are
Mhm.
you guys still seeing the same thing as far as that goes with like launches and all that, just in general?
With what? You mean getting clogged?
Just getting clogged and not being
Oh,
able to
yeah.
get in right on
Yeah.
time?
Let me tell you guys a story.
Yes.
Some of you all know, I don't know if some of the people in the chat know about Zelda Inu. Zelda Inu is, I think, still an amazing project. But I put in about, I think, $2,000 into Zelda Inu at the time of the launch. And I thought that I had actually got in time because it was spinning and spinning. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Man, it wasn't until 15 minutes later that I realized that my $2,000 didn't go in because it was so clogged. I had to redo it. So I kid you not. If I had caught that, or if I had got in at the top of the hour of when Zelda Inu launched, I would have I would have put in like 20 million Zelda Inu coins or something like that. But Zelda Inu went as high as 10, it was 10 cents.
Yeah, that
10
was and
cents.
it had a couple of zeros, right? It had like four
Yeah.
zeros when it launched.
So that would have been, and I don't have a calculator in front of me. So all you smart math majors in the chat, if I'm
That's a
wrong,
lot of
I'm wrong.
money.
It would have been a lot of money. So yeah, those crashes and those clogs, they're a son of a gun. So anybody that's going to be getting into a new project like Grove or launch, make sure that for 100% fact that your purchase goes through. If not, try it right after because I missed out on a big payout.
What about you, Mike? Did you see it? Did you get into any big launches yet or no? Many
Um,
token. Did you get in on the launch or the launch day?
yeah, it was after you, but I think it had gone up to you got in at 3,
I got it. Yeah,
right?
3-3.
I think I got in at 8,
Oh
eight,
wow.
eight something, yeah.
But still going from
It's
8
still it's still
to
doubled,
2, right? That's a huge gain
right?
still.
Yes,
You more than doubled your money at that point.
right.
Wow. So here, this comment right here from John Black. What are your thoughts on what is it? SaitaRealty. SaitaRealty. I heard Cliff and Strong tell the community that's a scam token. So I don't know much about that. And there's so many tokens. I think Israel, I was talking to you earlier. There's so
Man,
many tokens that are out right now. Volt
man,
is one, which I'm going to get to Volt in a second on this one. But yeah, that
yeah, I got yeah, I like
SaitaRealty
both.
one, I'm not familiar with at all.
So to the question before Volt, because Volt, I like Volt, and Keith and Mike, you can talk about it, and I will, but and this might be a very, very remedial way to look at some of these coins, but man, whenever you start daggone freaking combining coins, I mean freaking say SATA XRP or freaking uh, Shinobi Bitcoin. I mean, that's bull to me. I'm so sick of that, man. Every time I'm okay with the Shira Inus and the Shinobi and the Saitama, but when you start talking about SATA being, I don't even know how to combine it. SATA BNB, XRP, Elron, Inu. I'm like, come on, man. What is? And I could be totally wrong, but I mean, so far, I'm looking at that. That's just for me. That's over the top. I've been in crypto for 3 years, and I'm a big proponent of meme coins and metaverse and different coins outside of the blue chip because
Yeah.
I'm pretty much diverse from meme to blue chip and everything in between. But once you start combining the Shibnobi and Saitama Ebo and things like that, I'm like, come on, guys, that's a bit much. So
Yeah.
whenever I see that, and I might be missing out on $1 million payout, but I kind of stay away from those combination coins. It's a bit overkill for me.
What do you think, Mike?
So I thought I saw a comment where it's not, it may be like a fake token or something in there. Is that what somebody wrote? It's this our scam token.
Yeah, a couple of people were talking
like,
about it being a scam token.
It's kind of like when you go to Redbox and there's like a movie you want to see and there's a title that's slightly different.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Right. And it's in another language. It's always in another language too, right?
Or something.
Right.
Yeah, and
but
there's some, and I'm not, and Mike, you always, every time you text me, right, it's always a new coin. So you're the master of just finding random coins, which I love. You actually told me about Volt. I knew about Volt a little bit, but then you asked me the other day, and then I dove into it a little bit. And Israel, I think I told you a couple days ago that I was going to get into it.
Yeah, Mike, if you introduced it, thank you, because I researched it, and for anybody that's watching, I think Norman Hayes, you said, what's your thoughts on the Volt? Keith and Mike might be able to dive into it, but I'll tell you to go ahead and get some of that. I got about $1,000 worth of that coin, and I think it's going to go some places. It's solid. It's definitely a solid coin. I did some research on it, and I'm vibing with the Volt. Vibing with the Volt.
I love the fact that they have a bridge with Ethereum and BSC. First of all, Jay Johnson, what's up, man? He's a big Sandstorm guy as well. So thanks for coming out, Jay Johnson. So I love Vault and Believes. Believes is a big on Vault, and he's the one who actually got me into it the other night on Sandstorm. But I love the fact that they have that bridge between both exchanges, to be honest with you, both networks. It's just a really good project. Their buyback system of when it dips, that's why you don't see really too big of like dips. I mean, yeah, you get this dip, but they have a buyback system in place where it doesn't really affect their dips too much, which is amazing. And just the team alone, right? They're super transparent. And what a lot of people always say, well, how the heck do you pick coins? Because there's thousands. I specifically look at who's running the project. So for me, it's who's running the team. Now, Russ, it's kind of a coin flip, right? He's not super active in the community. Yeah, he does AMAs and he does that. But you take a look at a Russ and then a Cliff from Shibnobi. If you watch either of them, right? And I watched both of them a lot. They're totally different people, even though they look similar. They're totally different on how they treat their holders and investors. Cliff from Shibnobi actually treats his investors like investors and takes care of them. If there's a delay on something, he is so apologetic. He says, listen, I'm going to try and make it right. If there's an exchange that didn't happen, which we were supposed to be on a tier 1 at the end of February, that got pushed to the end of March. But he's like, listen, I'm working on a couple other exchanges now. Since that one didn't go through until next month, I'm going to help you guys out and maybe jack up the price or whatever by putting us on more exchanges. So he does things, and his 5% reflections. So this community, and that's why I'm so crazy on Shibnobi. And I know I make so many videos on it, and I'm not paid, 100% not paid by Shibnobi. I wish I was, but I'm not. I just do those because I really, really believe in the project. But it's things like that I look after, and the community too. The Shibnobi community, the Vault community, these communities, if you ask a question in Telegram, Twitter, they'll actually break it down and give you the answer. Whereas other communities, and I don't want to keep going back to Saitama, but I specifically asked a question. It was even a general question, right? About a month ago. And I was told to sell my coins and leave the project. So it's stuff like that, man, where it's like, if let's just say you don't know who the hell I am. I could have $10 million that I'm going to invest, or I could be running a Discord that has 10,000 people that I'm in charge of all of their money, tens of millions of dollars. And now I'm looking for something to invest. So if I'm looking for something to invest and I ask questions on their Telegram or whatever platform, and your devs are telling me, if you're going to question the project, sell your coins and get out or don't get in. Do you think I'm going to take any of my investor money or my investors and go into that project?
Right. That's real talk right there. That's real talk. So Norman, I would suggest you do what Keith just did. Go into their Twitter or go into their Telegram and really vibe off that community. I did, and that's what sold me on that community. And I'm going to put way more than 1,000 in there, but I wanted to do that to start. So just to go back to your question, Norman, my thoughts on Volt, really high level, is get in and ride that wave, because what Keith's talking about is legit. That Volt community, that Discord, that Telegram, it's one of the best. It's one of the best around. I mean, just real talk.
And they have clickable links
Yeah.
to their
Right.
exchanges. And I'm sold. I'm
Right.
sold. What do you think, Mike? Have you dug into Volt too much, Mike, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I did, and I was kind of looking for your opinion as well. And I know it kind of got lost in a couple texts, and it went up a lot like the last day or so.
It did
So
overnight, last night.
Yeah. How's it doing today? Have you looked?
Yeah, it's up a little bit today, 8%. So I told
That's nice.
Israel, when did I tell you about Volt? This is hilarious, Mike. You'll like this. So I was talking to Israel about Volt, where it was probably like the day before it went to like 50%, right? So like 2 days ago.
I got in 2 days ago.
So he got in 2 days
perfect
ago, and the
timing.
next day, it went up to like 50%. It was insane. I felt like such a genius, but it was no way me at all. If anything, the market should probably go the other way if I start talking. But
right,
yeah, it's just the whole community, man. Like I'm big on, so the community coins right now are obviously huge, but it's also the utility. So everyone's coming out with a swap function, a wallet, right? Everyone wants to get into the exchange business, but it's really going to be the first company or first project, in my opinion, the first project to do all that in one and come out and launch everything, like their whole package, is going to be the winner, right? That's who I really think is going to be the winner. And everyone, like, how many wallets do you guys have, really? Like, how many swaps are you on with all your different crap? Like a ton, right?
Too many.
I got a lot of
too
wallets.
many.
I got too many. I might give some away.
Right? Like everyone wants, like me personally, I want one place to have everything. Right? I want to be able to swap all my coins in one place. I want to store all of them. I want to be able to exchange stuff, NFTs, right? And I'm big into NFTs now, but I want one place to do all that. And if I have to do multiple, I'm out. Like that's just me, right?
Jay Johnson said 5 reflections continue through March. 5%. Is that Shinobi?
Yeah. So unfortunately, there was one of the team members in the community with Shinobi passed away. JC. I don't know him, or I've never really interacted with him. But they were going to do 5% reflections. They did all through February, and we were trying to get to 65,000 holders to extend the 5% reflections through March. But obviously, with the war and stuff happening, we didn't get there.
Yeah.
So Cliff said, listen, this is a sad time in our community, obviously. So he's going to do 5% reflections through the whole month of March, which is huge. Like, so it's stuff like that it's just a different atmosphere, right? Like, it's different.
Hey, Keith, if you were to tell those that are listening right now, your top 10, because obviously we're in so many different coins, but your top 10, I guess only thing I can think of is meme coins, which obviously they're a bit more than meme coins. What would be your top 10 right now?
Just in those community coins?
Yeah.
Or blue chip or everything?
Just in the community coins.
Oh, man. Okay. So Shinobi for sure, obviously, right?
Write these down, folks.
And these aren't in any particular order except for Shinobi at top.
Yeah.
All the other ones are just what
Yeah.
I have. Safe Moon for sure. Shiba Inu. Volt. It's going to be Grove tonight in about an hour. God, there's so many projects. I probably have to look at my phone just to see what all I'm in. I'm in so much stuff.
Yeah. I like Shiro.
Shiro, they came out with their swap already.
Yeah.
You talked about Shaman recently, right?
Shaman, yeah, that's a cool project as well.
Yeah.
Terrarium, obviously Terrarium and Medi. They're super new projects, but I think with what Terrarium's doing right now and who they have backing them, I think they're going to go really far, to be honest with you. And I'm not I'm not paid by anybody really.
Right.
I'd never accepted a token from any project. I know everyone keeps DMing me. Yeah, you're talking about it because you're paid. Listen, I wish I'm paid so I can finally get a new car, but I'm not paid right now at all.
Yeah. Don't forget Dozilla now. Dozilla, I think Dozilla should, for me, it's on the top of the list. I'll tell you why. They're coming out with their vault at the end of this month. And 9 zeros, he's the head guy in that, operating that thing, man. And his story is legit. He was scammed or frauded in crypto, and he wants to make sure that doesn't happen again. And Dozilla has like over 300,000 members, and their vault's coming out. It's like it's going to be legit. It's basically going to be making sure as best as possible they can safeguard, the investors that are out in this crazy wild west of crypto. So if you all get a chance, y'all need to look up Dozilla. And again, I know we're talking meme coins and community coins. I got tons of other coins, but Dozilla.
That vault is no joke, man. That vault, if they do it right, if they come out with that vault right, and it actually performs the way it's supposed to me, that is going to be the be all end all as far as auditing actual doxed team members goes. You know what I mean? Mike, what's your like top 3 or 5 coins that you like?
Some of the same ones you mentioned, like Terra, and Medi, and somebody else wrote Shabrobi. I like that one. That's
a good one.
I got in that one pretty early, and that's like the developer is like female, and they got kind of like a good vibe going and different things that they want to put out, and it actually went up pretty high for a little bit. I think it dropped down. Yeah, it dropped. It went at a 0 and then dropped back down. I think it's around. I don't know if you want to look it up. It might be at like a 5 right now.
You got into that one really early, didn't you?
I got into that one really early. Yes. Like I think I was one of the first couple hundred. And I don't know how I came across that one.
It's up 5% right now, but yeah, it's not doing too bad at all. Yeah, you got into that one way early, except for the 7-day. The 7-day is ouch.
Woo.
But today, the 24 hour is not looking too bad.
Right.
You got into that one super
sells
early.
in there too.
Yeah. Well, you got to take profit. You have to take profit. That's what me and Israel. So last year, we really, Israel did, but me for the most part, I didn't really take any profits, and I got wrecked, like so wrecked. I lost a lot of money by just hodling, right? So now I'm literally, like tonight with Grove, even though there's a huge 30% tax on the first, for the first 24 hours or something, I'm pulling out my initial investment, hopefully, and just letting the rest ride. Not a pump and dump. I'm just taking my initial investment out and I'm leaving whatever else is left in there just for free money. I'm doing that 100%. But what are your go ahead?
No, I'm sorry, Keith. I was like, K King been riding with you from the very first attempt at going live. I remember K King. So this is a ride or die guy. So we got to make sure we answer his question before he gets off the live.
Yeah, K King was on that first
that's right
debacle where we didn't know what the heck was going on.
Answer his question before you go any further, or her question before you go any further.
What do you guys think about
I got you,
SaitaRealty? So
KK. I got
I
you.
don't know much about it. I know, Mike, you got into SaitaRealty. What I'll do is for SaitaRealty, I'll do a video on
Oh,
SaitaRealty
cool.
tomorrow, and I'll break it down tonight. I'll investigate it tonight and tomorrow, and I'll do a video on that for you guys tomorrow. 100%. That'll be my first
Awesome.
video I do tomorrow.
Is that cool, KK?
Yeah, K King's my ride or die.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your top 5 blue chips? Because blue chips, listen, these community coins are here, right? For now, but blue chips are gonna be, blue chips are blue chips.
Yeah.
Blue chips they're not going anywhere, right? So even through these meme coins or community coins, when they're up 50%, down 100%, like slow and steady, like your friend says, slow and steady are these blue chips, and they're going to come out of nowhere and just like start wrecking some of these community coins, I think. So what are your like top 5?
Me or Mike?
Let's go with
You
Mike
go
first. Or let's go with Israel first.
Shoot, I got some. I got like 94 coins.
I know. He has a spreadsheet. You guys would probably get along because Mike, you look like a spreadsheet guy where you would have long
I put all
formulas.
mine in a spreadsheet. Yes.
You do, right?
You put a number, you put a number in one Excel and then 3 worksheets down, the daggone thing changes. It talks. It freaking scared my wife at night.
You showed me that spread. I was gonna say you showed me your spreadsheet. That didn't sound too good.
Yeah,
you showed me that before, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like that gives me anxiety seeing all that. I mean, you're organized as hell, which is not like me. I mean, my spreadsheets like my MetaMask and my other wallets and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, my top 5, not in any particular order, but I'm ride or die with XRP. I've been with XRP since the beginning of when I started crypto. It was my second coin I bought after buying Bitcoin when Bitcoin was 8,000. But yeah, XRP. I don't care what's going on in the courtroom. By the time once it pops out, that thing is shooting up. I know we're not talking too technical, but I think that's going to be a $50-$100 coin by the end of the year, based on what's coming down the pipeline. So XRP, is my thing. And some of these blue chip coins that I'm going to probably, tell you guys, you may not have heard of them, but that these are some of the coins that I think are, for my personal reasons, are top 5. So XRP, I like XDC. XDC is doing some serious things out there in Europe, kind of similar to XRP, but the ISO comes out in November, September?
Yeah, September.
Yeah, so XDC for me. What did I say? XRP. I'm big on Elron Gold. Elron Gold. That to me is gonna be a $4,000 or $5,000 coin, in the future. So Elron Gold, 100% for me. Let me see. So I don't know if you'll call this blue chip right now, but I think it will be eventually. I'm big on Tectonic. That's a part of the Kronos network. That's pretty new, but I got a few billion of those coins right there. And then I think lastly, for me, on a blue chip that I think everybody would know. Let's see. I got about 5 seconds to throw this one out there because let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with H-bar, because H-bar is a part of that whole XDC, XRP, Stellar, vibe. So that'll be my top 5. It might change, but right now, that's what I'm going with.
That's a good top 5. What about you, Mike?
Actually, they're all pretty much the same. Anything kind of associated with XRP or XDC, and is it XLM? Is that the other one?
Yep.
There's a couple other, and a friend of mine's been big on that for like a year, and so those are the ones that I actually started with. And then anything outside of that, my son was doing this about a year ago. He's been in it for a year, and he turned like $3,000 into like 30.
Jeez.
And I said, "You need to take profits out." He goes, "No." I was like, "You need to take profits out." He goes, "No," right? Because he doesn't understand. And then
Yeah.
when was that, March or April, May level last year? That dropped to like 7. And he's like,
Oof.
man, I should have sold some. Like, I was telling you, just because I'm, just because I'm your dad doesn't mean you don't listen. So I think
Right.
he gets it now.
Yeah. Oh,
But
for
he
sure.
was really into everything like right when it was happening.
Damn.
And he made some pretty good money for just doing that during school and work. But
Yeah. Yeah. So for
can't.
me, it's this anything that's in the ISO 20222 or whatever the number is with the
Right.
CBDCs, those are going to be massive, massive projects in the future by September, right? So it's your XLM, XDC, Algo,
Yes, I'll
HBAR,
go.
even VET's in there as well.
Algo.
XYO is in there as well. XRP, obviously. I'm huge. Israel, I'm huge into XRP. That case obviously is the case. It's the SEC, the government, whatever. But I think XRP is gonna move ahead with that. And once that happens, here's the thing with XRP that people don't really understand. It's what, 80 cents right now, 79 cents.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that court case is done,
It's blowing up.
and if XRP wins, XRP is going to be the only coin that actually has that people know what it is. Clarity. That's the only project that's going to have that. And here's the thing. People can get it right now, right? So the charts are going to go through the roof, but Coinbase, KuCoin, Binance, crypto.com, every exchange is going to rush and throw it on their site because they want to be the first ones to get millions of dollars worth of transaction fees. So it's going to be like the 4th of July and the grand finale of just everyone buying XRP. That's just obviously my personal opinion, but you're going to see it go from 80 cents to like maybe 50 to 100, like super fast, in my personal opinion.
Real fast, running away from the bad big.
You got to think about all of the big time companies that are waiting for this case to be over with so they can invest their investors' money into crypto. And a lot of people are waiting on XRP, man.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. What's your metaverse coin? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I feel like they're all like behind the scenes. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like fast, like all of a sudden, oh, hey, here it is. Like it's already ready. Somebody just needs to flip a switch. Because somebody buy a whole bunch. What's that?
Yeah, so Coinbase, Binance, they all have been buying.
Coinbase bought like billions of them. I mean, either a billion. I don't know if it's the dollar amount or the amount of XRP, but that word billions was thrown around. I don't know if it was the dollar amount or the amount of XRP, but they bought a lot.
Yeah, they're going to load up for sure right now. And they've been loading up this last year, which I've noticed, which is going to be awesome.
So with what Mike said, for all you people that are listening, from what Mike said, as far as flip the switch, I think that once they flip the switch, it's not going to be like what you see now, a gradual price increase. I think the price is going to flip with that switch or close to it.
It's literally going to be like a rocket going straight up.
Yeah.
Obviously, people take profits, but there's way more people that are not in XRP that want to be, and they're just waiting for this because you can't buy it just anywhere. You got to go through Uphold, yes. But other than that, there's like loopholes and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, once it gets that switch gets flipped, man, it's over.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about metaverse coins, right? So metaverse,
that's going
to be the new thing.
I got to get back into that. I had a lot, but man, metaverse.
I'll bring up those metaverse because that's probably one of my favorite things is metaverse.
Sandbox, Mana.
Just because I think metaverse is going to be everything.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. They used to have just like a little tab right on here. There it is. Metaverse. Yeah, so Decentraland and Sandbox are my two favorite, but this probably top 10 are just freaking awesome. I mean, Mana, Sandbox, obviously, Axie, Theta. If you're going to get Theta, get T-Fuel, get the fuel for it because T-Fuel is massive as well. But yeah, these top 5 to 6 are really good coins.
Yeah, for sure. What did K King say? If Shibrobi would get listed on a couple of other sites besides Uniswap, it would go nuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just access, right? A lot of people, like myself included, I hate Uniswap. The gas fees suck. It's just too expensive. It's clogged up. So these exchanges, a lot of people don't go into Uniswap and they wait for the hot bits, the L banks, Coinbase,
Yeah.
right? They won't touch a coin or project until it gets on there for security reasons too, right? Because the hacking and all that stuff, even though that happens everywhere. But listings, for me, it doesn't matter the size, right? Like obviously the tier 1s are freaking amazing, but as many exchanges you can get on as a project, hats off to you. Get on as many as you can, for sure. That's in my opinion, obviously, but
I need some prep time for the 4 o'clock. What, can you go back to that again and where that's? I know we talked briefly on that before, like where.
Oh, you want me to
where
touch on it
buy
right now?
Yeah, I forgot what it was called.
So MetaMask, Mike, also has you can get, let me hop in my MetaMask. You can also go onto the BSC network in MetaMask. So on top, once you log into your wallet in MetaMask, on top, it just says wallet and then Ethereum, most likely for yours. If you click that, you just scroll down to Smart Chain or whatever it's listed under, and then you can just go onto BSC that way. And then now you have access to all the BSC ones. I can call you right after. We can wrap this up and I can walk you through it real quick.
Hey, y'all don't forget 4 o'clock though. We gotta buy the Grove coin.
Yeah, 4 o'clock. I know. I see our count starting to go down. I bet you everyone's getting ready for Grove. No, but hey, you two, Mike, Israel, dude, first show. I think it went pretty well. We had like 23 people in here at one point.
I love it.
K King, Jay Johnson.
K King is awesome. That's the dog right there, K King.
K King's my ride or die for sure. Jay Johnson's a beast as well. But yeah, thanks guys. Listen, we're gonna do this a lot more. So go 4 o'clock, go get Grove. Mike, I'll give you a call and I'll walk you through that.
Okay.
But thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate it. See you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Yep. Right.
Thank you.